Good day and welcome to the live Q&A. Lower the music. Um, I trust you're all well. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I always look forward to having these live Q&As because it gives everyone who is a part of this platform an opportunity to ask questions. Again, the music is still too loud. Okay. All right. So, yes, you're very welcome. I'm here for you. I have made enough noise about my joy and passion to see you as parents and adults alike equipped, to handle and to usher our young ones. There are many who are on the platform who are not parents, but are looking to be parents or they are guardians. And so my duty, the clinic's duty, is to make sure that we are, getting enough information to usher these young ones, as they journey on online. And that's quite key. We've seen a lot of things go wrong in our society, near and far. And so the clinic has a huge responsibility, and we take that quite seriously to help you week on, every week, I should say, to get you to that place where you feel empowered, where you feel that you have enough knowledge to pilot your young ones. I mentioned in one of the videos prior to our time this week that there were questions that came in from the website that for me made it very key to tackle. The questions, I will not let it out just yet because I'm hoping that questions will also come via our engagement today. But we will definitely touch on that question that is, if you like, in storage, and I'm pumped, really pumped to get that to you. We're also quite keen, to get you to a place where, without the questions, we can point you in the direction that you need to go with your young ones. And so we encourage comments, we encourage emails, we just encourage engagement. And we want you to make sure that you're doing that. I also mentioned that we would be, we'll have a guest with us this week, this month, who is going to be telling us a little about his journey with the Family Cyber Clinic. Nothing is off limits, like I hinted. I'm just happy that one of us is going to have an opportunity to share his experience. Yes, I've given it out. It's a guy. His experience with you. And that's key for me, so that you, through his own experience, can connect and see exactly what benefits you can get from the platform. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that time, and it will be in a few minutes. But I would say either you get a pen and paper, or make sure that you watch this recording over and over again if there are things that you are not very clear on. I will encourage that you send your questions via the comment section. Let me quickly make sure that it's working. I'm just going to say hello. If you're new to the platform, please, as you say hi, make sure you put new. And if you're asking a question, just put Q in front of your question so that I will know that it's a question and it's not just a hi or hello. Okay? So please get those questions in. I'll be looking at it, making sure that we cover all questions. I can see that a few people connected already. So I'll give that maybe a few minutes to stew a bit. If your friend is out there free, make sure you ping him or her and make sure that they're connected to this broadcast. It's only 1 hour. We're not going to go beyond an hour. So it's enough time to get a lot of our questions in. Okay? So I'm looking forward to that. Just get those questions in. So just type it in the comment section. Let me do it too, so that I'm not just telling you to do stuff that I'm not doing. Tell your friends that the live Q&A is live. It's on, okay? So I'm just going to send my text. I want you to do the same. Okay, let's see. I'll just say we are live on YouTube. Yeah, that's what you need to say. Just say we're live on YouTube. The family. The family cyber. Oh, you can spell, Lawrence. Come on. Family. Have I said that Apple iPhones? Just their keyboard is just rubbish. Family. Actually, it's not rubbish. It's taking so long to get used to how they do things. So it's not rubbish. You shouldn't say rubbish. A lot of work has gone into making this work. So no, it was just frustration. Okay. So yes, we're live on YouTube, the Family Cyber Clinic. Okay. So I've sent that out on my end. Please do the same. And I'm making sure our guest is not just speaking to an empty house. I want to give him enough people to speak to and share his experience with. I may just rush that through because I forget that I only have an hour. There's no time to waste. So I'm going to, I think, just give it 60 more seconds and then I will get our guest online. Okay? Okay. I see that one person and two. Okay, they're now entering. You see, my ping is working. So get your ping, get that text out so that people will connect. You may think they're busy. They're not busy. They're just waiting for your ping. Lawrence, you wish. Okay. I'm still waiting for the hellos and questions. Please send those questions and comments as we go now to... Yes, so I'm going to get... for those who are just joining, we're bringing in our guest for this month's live Q&A. He's been part of the platform for, almost since we started, really. And I felt that it would be nice to have one of us in the family share their experience with you. So if you're still on the borderline considering whether you should really invest in this platform, I'm hoping, apart from what I tell you every week, that another person echoing those same sentiments will get you closer, to either subscribing or at least consuming the content. And so without further ado, I would like to bring in our friend and our guest for today, Kunle Olaoye. Kunle, I'm sure you can hear me. Welcome to the platform.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Pastor, and thanks for welcoming me.
You're very welcome. Carry on.
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on. Quite excited. I guess as Pastor said, I guess I've been, aware and involved with this for a while now. Just watching videos, taking part in Q&As, and it's been interesting to see. Well, first the growth. Congratulations, Pastor. And I think the level of knowledge and information has been imparted to people. So that's exciting. Well, today what I just want to talk about is basically, my impressions, things I've learned, what I value from the channel, and I think how I think parents can benefit immensely from this product and how they should be taking advantage of it. From a personal perspective, I'll consider myself a very tech savvy person. Myself, I'm in my very, very early 30s. And so I think I grew up in that tech generation who was quite comfortable with it. And I remember at first I was thinking, yeah, this is an interesting idea. People in their 50s and 60s who might benefit from it significantly, but I didn't think particularly I would be interested in too many things. But I followed, watched a few videos here and there, and surprisingly, for me at least, I've picked up quite a decent amount of information. For one, like the PayPal versus the credit card. I think I had a PayPal account just lying dormant for 5, 6 years. I never really used it, and from the video I realized like the importance of the dispute. Actually, I recently bought something. Was supposed to be a three-axis uh, selfie holder. I ended up receiving a selfie stick instead. Even after paying all the money, and I had to go through the PayPal dispute way, and that was something quite nice for me because otherwise I would have been stuck without having to get my money back. And that's something I learned on the channel. Other things are like complex passwords, for example. Nowadays, you're encouraged even as per the channel to change your passwords every 42 days, and yet you were supposed to keep a complex password. You're not supposed to use the same password for each online medium. It just becomes something else. And I just told myself there was no way I could remember all these passwords, so I'm just going to use my password, and whatever may happen, may happen. And I think just watching the video and just getting the reassurance of the password protection software is where you can keep multiple passwords, and just having that one major password that you is well done, you change frequently, and and that protects all the other passwords. That was something I learned, and since then I've been actually more comfortable because I knew about it before, but I just wasn't comfortable using it. But I think when I heard from Pastor Law here, I was quite comfortable using it. And I'm from moving from my side, from my own personal perspective. I think for a parent, I think just the level of information is quite a lot. Um, like I'm tech savvy, and yet I have a few nephews and nieces, and who look up to me, and who I mentor a little bit. And the questions they ask you sometimes, and as tech savvy as I am, there's a new technology every 6 months, and you need to keep up, and it's very difficult with work and all these things. So I think as parents, you don't even know what you don't know, right? And I think that's the biggest challenge in the sense that you don't even know what you're supposed to be blocking. And I think this is why the channel is quite good in the sense that if you take your time, you just go through videos after videos, you start becoming aware of things that you need to look out for. Where do you place it's a mixture between the techie side and just the general ideas and general things what to do. For example, where do you place the family computer? Why is that important where you place it? Because it determines what your children or what your kids can do with the computers. How do they bypass security? What's a VPN? I think every kid uh, 10 and above these days knows what a VPN is. And if you're a parent and you don't, and then, so that limits your ability to control what your kids can do on the internet. Parent control apps. Like for example, you can go on Chrome or Safari and go in incognito mode, and that bypasses a lot of the things that parents have put in to help prevent the kids from doing the wrong thing. But do you know that there are actually parent control apps that you can use, right, to actually counter these things as well? So it's a knowledge is power. So if you don't actually, go in and watch the videos, you wouldn't actually be. I wasn't aware of the fact that you have all these parent control apps that you can use as well. So, and I think more importantly, I think the most important thing I find that is very useful for the channel is empowering parents to protect their kids,
Yeah.
because that's ultimately what it is. Because sometimes kids don't know the implications of what they're doing. They're adventurous. They're trying to try things. They want to try it. Their friends suggested, you should do this, go on this website, and they did, and they found out, oh, okay, they don't know the behind the scenes. They don't know that website is a hacker linked, and that damages even the entire. There's a potential to damage the entire family. So as parents, I guess part of your responsibility is to protect the kids from themselves, and so having that knowledge in itself, protecting their online image. You don't want your kids to damage their image, and when they go and apply for school 10 years from now, it's something they did when they're 8 or 9 or 10, comes back to hunt them. So it's so many videos. I could go on and on and on about all the things that you can learn. And from a personal perspective, I'm very proud of my pastor here, because I know the amount of work he puts in to come up with these videos, and I think I know quite a few, number of people that I actually help with these videos. So it's something I'm proud of, and I like the growth as well of the channel. I remember, I'm sure I think you can say we've had a few discussions here and there about things in the past. But I like where the channel is now. Because it's a lot of technical information for someone who doesn't necessarily is not technically savvy. And so it's I think the way the channel has gravitated from 25-minute videos to 10-minute videos, short, straight to the point, with chapter breaks where you can go from one chapter to chapter, which separates the topics, makes it a lot easier to digest, and makes it a lot easier for, I think, a parent to watch, because you can watch something in 10-minute snippets, a lot easier. And if all the information you need to understand is in this 10-minute block, it's a lot simpler than having to watch 25 minutes, because I think after 10, 15 minutes people just tune out and they can't process that kind of information anymore. So that's something I like about the direction of the channel in general. And I think one of my favorite things that was added is also the PowerPoint at the end. It's just like this little. I love the name PowerPoint because it's just this little PowerPoint in itself, like just little nuggets of information. Like I remember the one you say that don't, like in your last video, don't jump to conclusion. That for parents, it's very important, because if you do understand the internet, you could understand that not a lot of the negative things you see or your kids happen on the internet are
Yeah.
intentional, right? So by jumping to conclusion, there's a potential for you to miss that teaching moment where you can actually help them out and understand. So it's also something very important, I think. And so I'm very proud of the channel. So having to and the honor to come here to just talk about my experience with that. Thank you very much. So
No worries. No worries
that's it.
at all. Okay. Good stuff, Kunle. Thank you so much. Needless to say, be, you're always there for me to throw things at. Because I think what people don't know is they think that I'm this reservoir of information, but it's important that the moderator or facilitator of such a platform is communicating, with the members. It is through those discussions that we have that videos are born. It's okay to give an answer to you about a query you have, but ideally, the answer I will provide will, benefit others. And that's why videos are created. I've taken all the feedback you've given on board, and in the weeks, months, and years to come, definitely the clinic looks to improve and make itself more relevant, to the variety of people who are part of this platform. So thank you again for your time. I know how busy it is on a Saturday. I'm so grateful that you've made the time. And yeah, all I'll let you go with is spread the word. Okay. Thank
All
you
right,
so
Pastor.
much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Good to have had you on board. Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the Q&A.
Thank you. I will do so.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. Wow. And that wasn't recorded. That is a live Q&A with a member of the platform, Kunle. It gives me joy, so much joy that you know, we're able to do that. And from time to time, we'll be inviting other parents to give, testimonies about their experiences. I know behind the scenes, I am getting messages, and they're often private and quite personal. Frustrated parents looking for ways to engage their young ones, or at times the young one has already gotten bitten by the internet, and it's just a matter of nurturing them through how to correct. We hear of mental health issues. There's so many things that our young ones are exposed to that it will be criminal, not to look for information, to empower ourselves so that we can be relevant. For me, I think the issue is relevance. How can we be relevant to these techie kids? Our kids are milking the internet. They are stewing on the internet. They can't wait to get onto the internet. I remember when we were younger, and I'm not saying we must go back there, we used to look forward to riding bicycles, the chopper. I've just revealed my age. But the bottom line is we loved being outdoors. But I'm saying increasingly we're seeing that all that, especially in the times we're in, is out of the window. So our kids are going to be on the internet whether we like it or not. There's some parents who have started this journey quite early with their young ones, and so they have a head start. Some of us are playing catch up. By us, I mean, I'm relating. My kids are no longer kids, but the lessons I learned from my engagement with them is what informs all that you hear and more. And so let's not think it's too late. It's not too late at all. The information that we share here will cater for all kids, wherever they are at. And for me, it's important that we understand that and know that we can always find solace in the answers to many of the questions that you guys have. There's so many questions that I hear the next week, 2 weeks after I'm doing a video to answer that question that many parents have on their lips. I know that many are not very open, and so they hold back, but that's where we come in. The information is so available that once you've tucked your young ones in bed, you can go and stew on these videos. We try to make them as simple as possible so that you can consume the content without the need to send a question or a comment later on. And even if you did, the moment you send the comments, once we get our hands on it, we'll answer your questions speedily. Okay? So there's a lot to gain from our engagement, and I will want you to tell as many people. I met a very nice Congolese mother yesterday, and the knowledge that she had wowed me. And needless to say, her kids are going to benefit from it. She hadn't been exposed to my videos or the platform, but she had knowledge. And that excited me. That's exactly where we're trying to get most parents, indeed all parents, to, so that they are ahead of the game. That the kids are no longer a threat. And yes, that may sound very odd to you, but many parents are threatened by the knowledge that their kids have about techie stuff. And that's why they don't get involved. We are that bridge. We want to equip you so that your knowledge is, even if it's on par, you're taking that journey with them. And that's crucial. Okay? All right, I see that we are coming online, but no one is still pinging anything in the comment section. So I'm not going to waste time. As I said, we're time driven. We have an hour of engagement. I am going to go into the questions question that was born out of questions that many of you sent in. And for me, it's very crucial that you get it, okay? If you're just joining this platform and you're just coming online, please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We have told you that liking or subscribing helps YouTube get this content to the people who need it the most, okay? If we have little or less engagement, then YouTube really don't think content or engagement is of any use. So it's stuck with us. But we want this information to go to as many. And so please like the video and subscribe. Remember to tell your friends and family, that we're here. Family Cyber Clinic. We can visit our websites, and you can also visit the YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos. You can't get onto the platform and not have content to consume. It is a lot, okay? And we cover a variety of topics which will no doubt meet your needs, okay? All right. I'm looking at the viewership, and I'm also looking at the comments, and I can't see comments or questions coming in. So I'm going to go straight to the question, which really the answer can take us all through for the remaining minutes that we have. And the question, as I said, it was a question born out of many questions I received around the same topic or area of interest. And the question is, when is the right time to allow our young ones online? Interestingly, when I had the discussion with the Congolese lady, whose name I refuse to share, that's because I can't remember it, or I may do damage to it if I pronounce it. Very, very nice mother. I did say that many parents are crucially intimidated by their young ones. So they just don't bother. Mommy, I want this, take that. Daddy, I want this, take that. No involvement whatsoever. And that is frightening in the times we're in. I have shared that imagine you responding to your son or daughter's query of, Mom, Dad, can I go outside? And all you do is open the door. Bye. That's exactly what we do on the when it relates to the internet. It is frightening to allow our young ones just go out, with their eyes open into a very, very confusing world, which is the world of the internet. So I want you to understand that it is important that we have a level of involvement, which is where I'm going with this question. When is the right time? When is the right time to allow our young ones online? And you may be a parent, you may be a guardian, you may even be a babysitter. Ultimately, you have to make a decision whether this young one who is in your care is ready or not. And through research, I was able to find out a lot of information. And thanks, Joanna. Joanna has asked a question. Yes. So bring it in. I see the viewership going up, but questions are not coming. Don't be shy. Please send in your questions. If you're just coming in or just joining, the question we're tackling is, when is the right time to allow our young ones online? Now, I think I dropped a hint. I said that many of us think that kids as young as a day old to 5 years old have no business on the internet. And I begged to differ. And I did that only by what I know we are doing already, okay, as parents. I know that once our kids are about a year, 12 months, 18 months, they already have a tablet in their hands. It may not be registered to them, but we're giving it to them. We're just handing over the tablet and saying, bye, love, enjoy. Now, there's some parents who are doing that and they've been dutiful, they've been part of the platform, or just like the Congolese lady, they have the knowledge. They're keen to understand the internet world, and so they get involved. So I'm saying that the years 0 to 5, as young as that, are getting engaged on the internet, which means that there is no real right or wrong time. You as the parent, only if you're involved, will make that determination. You make that determination because you are the parent, you are the guardian, you are the babysitter. You know what that child is doing. And that is crucial. So the first point to answer that question is explore the internet with whatever age they are. Explore it as a parent, guardian, or babysitter with them. And then you would know when that right time is. It is not dictated, and I kind of remember the discussion I had with the Congolese lady. It is not, and I've said it in many of the videos, you cannot outsource the internet education or training to the school. They do their bit, or to the government. They do their bit. You as the parent must explore the internet together with the child and increase and improve your learning with them, but you're doing it with them. We talked about certification in many videos again, and you can click on the info card for more information about certifications. But it's similar to that. If you want to expose your young one to, say, a 12 video, a 12A, and you don't know whether that content is suitable, rather than just hold on to the vendor's certification profile, go and watch the movie. You take time, go and watch the movie, and when you see the movie, you know your child more than anybody knows them. You will make that determination. So exploring the internet world with them is the key to knowing when it's right. Okay? So our young ones, whether we like it or not, are exposed to the internet. Okay? So we have to make sure that we are exploring the internet together. We must also be involved. There's no, for all internet questions, son or daughter, go to mom. No, it's not working that way. As a family, everyone that is older than the young one must be involved. And that's why I sort of broke it down to mother, father, that's parents, you have guardians, you have grandma, even grandpa. They have no business giving a tablet that's on the internet to a young one if they don't understand what they're doing. And I say that with the most respect. Internet, that whole arena is a dangerous arena, and we can't be carelessly handing the internet gadgets to our young ones. We must get involved, okay? And then we've discussed parental controls. Put yourself in control. As a parent, you put yourself in control. And that means if you're giving the tablet to the young one, make sure that all the parental controls are enabled, which will prevent mistakes from happening. The gotchas, the inappropriate content showing up out of the blue. As long as you are in control, putting yourself in control prevents all those mishaps. Okay, so it's crucial. I can see questions are still coming in. I thank you. Thank you, Juanita. And I need to increase the font because I'm not really seeing. So if I don't get it, we will fit in your questions. I'm looking at the time. It's still okay. And I can see that it's still ripe. I haven't spoken to you guys in a month, so I miss you all, my Asian family. I trust you're keeping safe. Okay? All right, so put yourself in control. We've said that you must get involved. We've said that you must explore the World Wide Web with them together, and that's guardian, parent, and babysitter. And then thirdly, we said put yourself in control. You must be in control. And there's no excuse because you have all the platforms. If you have a Google phone, Android, or yeah, Google already have parental controls that you can enable. We've discussed it again. Go to the info card and look at the videos. Microsoft, if they're still doing phones, I doubt it, but they also have parental controls. You have Apple, they have parental controls. All these things are designed to make your exploration with your young one, issue free. So be in control. Put yourself in control. So if you desire the freedom, because many of us don't want to be there permanently. We understand you have to work. We understand that you have other things to do. But if at any point the tablet, smartphone, or laptop is with our young ones, they must be protected. And you put yourself in control by enabling parental controls from the vendors who provide these systems. Okay, all right. Now this one, I have one or two more to go. Search safely. We have shared enough information, and we have lots of videos. Again, I'll just give you a playlist in the info card so you can go through those videos. Our kids must be able to search the internet safely. Okay. Must. And I know that in the videos we've highlighted it. These vendors have gone a long way to make sure that that is happening. We shared information on YouTube, safe search, YouTube restricted mode, I beg your pardon, and then Google safe search. These are all initiatives to prevent the inappropriate content that's ubiquitous on the internet from coming into the search results that our young ones are pulling back from Google and YouTube. As a parent, putting yourself in control of those features mandates that those things will not happen. You have a percentage come through, but imagine if you were involved and you are also exploring the internet with them together, like we've shared already. The likelihood that that will happen is very slim indeed. So make sure that they're using the right search engines. We obviously mentioned Google. You have Yahoo. All those search engines have the feature to make sure that you're searching safely. And I'm not sure why we haven't spoken about this, but there is a search engine that is designed just for kids. We've mentioned YouTube Kids on this platform, where we say you must go to YouTube Kids if your kids need to use YouTube. That is a fantastic platform for appropriateness, so that kids are not exposed to content that is inappropriate. You have Sky Kids. Again, we haven't mentioned so much about that, but coming back to the search engines, the clinic has recently learned of a safe search engine called Swiggle, Swiggle, and it's a charity. I think Google are hugely involved in it, and Swiggle is absolutely targeting kids. And it must be, especially for the kids in that age bracket that we shared at the beginning. It introduces them in a very subtle way to searching on the internet. So the information that comes back is designed just for kids, and that's a huge. And this I said at the beginning, it's a charity. So a lot of work has gone in to make sure that the engine, and it's recommended to many schools. Swiggle, just in case you don't know about it. Of course, our young ones have already gotten involved with Google, the granddad of Swiggle. So it may be a comeback, or a bit, it may be difficult for them to transition. But for the kids who are starting, which is the premise for the answers I'm giving to the question, for those who are just joining, the question that was placed was, when is the right time to introduce our young ones to the internet? And anyone who is just starting up or starting off on their internet journey, which, as we've said, you must explore the internet with them, be in control, be involved, and make sure you're putting yourself in control. Swiggle is a safe search engine that you can use to introduce your young one to how to search for information online. Read my lips. Swiggle. Okay? All right. So, 2 more points. As I said, I'm just opening this so I can see the comments clearly. Okay? So we have passwords. Another thing that will help put you in control is set a password on all the gadgets. So if there's timeout, the kid can't get, your young ones can't get onto that device or devices whilst you have enabled parental controls like screen time. They can't be spending all hours watching or on those gadgets. You remain in control, but make sure that you set a password. We've already given guides on passwords. Kunle, our guest earlier, mentioned how it's important to change your passwords every 42 days. It's a chore, but it's very key. So passwords are useful. I said 2 points. It's actually 2 more now. You must set boundaries. I'm dad, you're son. I'm dad, your daughter. I'm mom, your son. I'm mom, your daughter. We are in charge. I hear parents say, I'm a friend. Me and my young ones are friends. Okay? It's a very difficult one to chew. You are first and foremost a parent. They look up to you for direction. Friendship is equal. And that's why that dynamic does not hold water in my or the clinic's humble view. Make sure you are first and foremost a parent, a guardian, or a babysitter. You are the one in charge, which means you dialogue with the child, as I said, involved. All that stuff will work in your favor, but you are in charge. So set boundaries, and those boundaries are informed boundaries. You're not just being difficult. You're setting those boundaries because boundaries need to exist. Make sure that you are only using age-appropriate sites and applications for those young ones. So in a very long-winded way, I hope I've addressed those questions that formed the question, when is the right time for the young one, our young ones to be online? You as a parent being involved, being in control, making sure that you are putting controls in place, you're setting boundaries. You are the one, you, the guardian or the babysitter, are the ones who would know. Don't just say, oh, it's a movie 13 plus or Facebook and all those other social media platforms say entry level 13 plus. Hence, that is the tick. No. If you're involved with your young ones, you know that some of them are not ready at 13. Some of them don't even know how to do chores indoors. They've not shown any sort of responsibility. And it's a huge responsibility to engage online. And so that's crucial, okay? Very long answer to, I will say, many questions. So I don't think we've overdone it. I'm now going to go to the questions that I have on screen. And I hope I can read it. So please forgive me. Let's see. And I may be out. It says, this is from Joanna. Let me go back. It's a long question. How far would you recommend? Let me put it on the screen. I think that may make it clearer for me. No, it's not, because the text should be in white. Let's see if I can change that quickly. Yes, I can. Okay, hopefully you can see it now. Let me try and increase it. Come back, Lawrence. Okay. It says, good evening from Singapore. How far would you recommend those supporting parents and their children's spiritual development to get kids to use the internet to learn God's word? It's a brilliant question. And she goes on to say, and allows ready access to scriptures. It also exposes children to other types of information that they may not have the discernment to filter. Would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, that's a brilliant question, Joanna. Thank you for it. Yeah, you made a correction. Allows. Okay. Well, I think I've alluded to it already, that if you're involved with these young ones, if you're putting yourself in control, if you're exploring it together, things are usually not off limits because you have this engagement with them. You know the kids under your care. You know them better than anybody else. And so you know when it's right. I mean, in the society that we're in, I know you've brought church in, which is fantastic. The parents have already given you access to their children, and they're hoping that that gives you some sort of permission. There's trust that has been afforded you to guide these young ones, on their spiritual journeys. And I know that the internet is full of information, and it's not off. Scripture is not off limits. So you can, again, I've just mentioned Swiggle. Yesterday, I think I did a search on Swiggle for random things, and they always came back with answers. Okay, yeah, mostly Wikipedia, but it still went a bit out to get the information in. So you would know the platform, and there's so many resources that exist online, which will mean you don't have to Google. You just go to those platforms. So my advice would be, if there are topics around scripture that you want to cover, you can put the topic in, you as the parent or the guardian, put the topic in Google, get the returns, and then from what comes back in the results, you can now micromanage it or filter it down by going either to the website that has been recommended, which you've seen beforehand, But the independence, which I sense from your question, will come at the right time, where the kid can go on their own and make these independent searches. But you, having been involved for as long as I believe you have, would know who is ready. Okay? And the parents who have given you that responsibility and trust know and trust that you would do that. You should also be sensitive. What's right, what's wrong, what's not really okay, what's okay. That's the gift that you have in that office, that guardian office that you have, and spiritual leader. So it's not a difficult one to tackle, but you will be led. I would still say that you have to search out this information beforehand, and then once you've established some foundation or platform, then you can allow the ready, quote unquote, young one to go independent or go solo, because you've established those boundaries and all that. I hope that answers the question. If it doesn't, please, as you know, please feel free to put it in the comments, and even if I can't tackle it during the live Q&A, we can engage behind the scenes through comments and all that. But please use the comments to get that in. Okay? So Joanna, thank you for that question. I hope I have addressed it somewhat. But there's so many materials, there's so many resources online for our young ones. Just word of mouth. You can speak to other parents or other guardians, and you'll get information. But there's so much out there. The advice will remain the same. Get involved, you do the research, and remain in control. Okay? Okay, Juanita asks a question. Hi, Juanita. Juanita asks a question. Again, I'm bending because the screen is too far away from me. Please forgive me. How much time should, let me put it on the screen again, forgive me, so you can see. How much time should our children be spending on the computer every day after school, especially when they claim to have lots of homework? Well, I feel like I'm separating a fight. I'm sure that's not what it is. Honestly, I think we've already answered the question. As a parent or guardian, if you are hugely involved in what your young one is doing, you will know when there's they're overstretching it. Okay, you will know. It's just getting involved. I know that that may be difficult for most of us who are quite busy, but really invest the time. Invest the time so that you can, without actually being there, you can determine. It's crucial. I can't see how you would know without getting involved, because it will be a huge issue if your young one is validly saying they need to spend that much time on the internet to do their homework, and you say don't. That just won't compute, because she'll have to speak to someone in school and probably get detention. So it's important to make sure that that involvement and exploring this whole journey together is there. If you are involved, you will know without a doubt when, how long your young one needs to. And if you come up with a routine, then you're teaching your young one how to manage their time. It may just be a time management issue where your young one is getting on to do her homework or his homework very late on, and then of course that means a lot more time is spent looking at a screen. So time management could be the winner here, where you have some sort of rota or organizer which helps the young one manage their time. But a parent's just saying you can't stay that long on the computer would mean either they're not involved, or you the young one has kept some information away from them. But getting involved will mean that you can see what is happening and you would know how much time your young one needs to. There obviously has to be boundaries. We've talked about that already. If boundaries are set, then your young one will learn how to manage their time around those boundaries so that there are no slip-ups. Okay? Vital. Beautiful question. Thank you for that. I have another one. Let me put it here. Says, what do you think is the ideal age to get a phone and be trusted with it? Same answer. Independence is a privilege. It is earned. And so an involved parent, a parent who has explored smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktop computers with their young ones will know. And because there's an active engagement, for me, it's so easy to know when the right time is. And the right time would suit the young one, because it's not going to be an argument. It's not going to be a difficult discussion. We've been on this journey together. You can set boundaries, and when those boundaries are consistently met, or at least in the positive way, then you, the parent, will know. The young one has shown enough proof that they can go solo on the internet, on the smartphone, but you, the parent, the involved parent, would know. And I'm praying that if the young ones get to consume this content, I'm not rocking your world. I'm not putting, sand in your meal. I'm making sure you understand that through exploration, through involvement by your dad or mom, it's an easy win. Withholding it from you would mean, if that relationship is solid, that you're not ready. When you're ready, and it's not your peers will not determine when you will get the phone. The teacher will not micromanage that decision either. Oh, she needs a phone. He needs a phone. It's not happening. The dangers of the internet are clear. The parent who has made this journey or is making this journey with you will determine when that time is. And I hope for you and others that it will be a pleasant surprise when you are allowed to go solo with a phone. And it's not, oh, finally. No. It will be a pleasant surprise. Okay? I think that is it. I hope that's answered your question, Juanita. Another crucial question. I'm so, let's see. You have seen that? So do we have any more questions? I can't see that there anymore. I love this, and it must be magical to be able to sit before a little lens and speak to you as if you're here. The reason why it's so easy is because I'm passionate about the home. I'm passionate about dads getting involved, moms getting involved, and, you know, making this journey for our young ones as pleasant and incident-free as possible. It's a no-brainer for me. I searched the internet to see when this vision came, or the pull came to do this. I couldn't see any other platform. I saw blogs, I saw websites, but nothing resembling this platform that allows one-on-one engagement or one-to-many engagement. And that's why we're passionate in the clinic to be doing this every month. It may well be that we change the format altogether, where we just do live Q&As every week, you know? But I will only do that if I'm finding the need for it, okay? But it's a beautiful time to be making these journeys. I know that there's so many things happening in the world that seemingly are more important, but investing in our children's welfare, for me, is as important, okay? Many of the things that are happening around us will pass. We are safe, and I hope you're keeping safe and keeping wise, and be smart, you know? But the journey for our young ones on the internet is still very important, and we must not overlook it. I've seen a comment just drop in. Let's see. And that's from Joanna. Let's see. Well, thank you, Joanna. We're here for you. This is why we do what we do. I'm encouraged by your response and feedback. Thank you so much. Okay. So, guys, it's been a good, dynamic, organic time together. I've enjoyed it, and I hope you have enjoyed it too. You know, bread and butter. I know I'm milking it, but this is the clinic's bread and butter. Speaking to you, you go back, share this video with those who were not able to attend. Make sure you're implementing some of the things that I've mentioned. And don't say, oh, I've heard it all before. Go back, listen to it. And there may be some things, even the guest that we had shared some information. All this is designed to make sure that you are benefiting, you know, from our engagement. That's all that matters to us, okay? We obviously December, I think it's November, the end of November, we'll have another live Q&A. And as I said, the format could change if there is a need. Please like this video. I know you've attended, so you must like the video. You must share it with your friends and family. You can see on the screen to see more videos like this. Subscribe so that you will know when videos are uploaded every week, and then you have a library of information to browse through. It's important that you are doing that, okay? I have nothing more. All I would like to do is thank our guest, Kunle Olaoye, and his lovely family. I learned so much from that family in all spheres of our online engagement. And it's such a beautiful thing to have him come over and share his experience with you. So I hope you got a lot from that little time we had earlier on. So don't miss future videos that will be uploaded. in the coming weeks. Make sure you subscribe, like this video. I am chuffed to have had the opportunity to be a blessing to you. I hope that the information I shared with you has strengthened you and given you the confidence and boldness to engage those tech-savvy young ones that you have. And that's for parents, guardians, and if they're babysitters on the platform, for you too. Okay? I remain your host, an excited Lawrence Edem. Until next week's video, God bless and goodbye.